Hi, everybody. How's it going? It's so great to see you all. Thank you all for coming. It is a grand pleasure. I'm going to put up my slide again to have you all. And see, we have some familiar faces and we have some new faces. I'd say it's so good to see the familiar faces and it's so good to see the new faces. So thanks for coming. I hope you are enjoying the refreshments and getting to know each other a little bit. I'll tell you about myself and then we'll get into the program. My name is Brian Grady and I work in the Google Developer Studio. I started this meetup, I guess about 2 years ago. Had a little hiatus and came back this past February and January, excuse me. And because I loved doing it, I just fell into a spot where I wasn't able to do it for about 8 or 9 months. But I'm delighted to be back, and I'm delighted that you guys are here. Google Developer Studio is part of Developer Relations, and Developer Relations is Google's arm of sort of educating and informing developers of our platforms and providing education and inspiration for the people that use them. Google Developer Studio is not just a video department. We have a large video team with locations all over the world. We have green screen studios in at least 7 locations. We have an events team that does all these events that you hear about, I/O and developer summits that take place all over the world. Our design team doesn't just design things for videos, they design everything that you see at any of our dev summits or I/O, any of that stuff, the slide decks, video, graphics. It's all designed by Google Developer Studios. And our social team, which amplifies all the work that we do. I love to talk about our work, but I enjoy more to show it. So I just wanted to try to do this, sort of give insight into the things that we're doing, things that we're doing recently. And one of the things that we are most delighted about is a new series that was released this past fall, and it's called Women Tech Makers in 60 Seconds.
Hi, I'm Melissa Munoz, Program Manager for the Women Tech Makers team at Google. I'm excited to announce our new video series, Women Tech Makers in 60 Seconds. This series, available on the Women Tech Makers YouTube channel, takes topics, technologies, and the skills our presenters have spent. Hi, I'm Melissa Munoz, Program Manager for the Women Tech Makers team at Google. I'm excited to announce our new video series, Women Tech Makers in 60 Seconds. This series, available on the Women Tech Makers YouTube channel, takes topics, technologies, and the skills our presenters have spent years honing, and distills their knowledge into a format that's fun and easy to digest. We'll be publishing a new video every other Wednesday, so you'll meet a whole range of women tech makers from both within and outside Google. What can you learn in 60 seconds? Subscribe and find out. Get alerts for new episodes, and most importantly, share the playlist with your community. We believe strong role models inspire others to action and remove imagined barriers to success. So spread the word, share the link, and help create a more inclusive future.
And we'll run a full episode.
Have you ever stopped to think about how many amazing things you could do and develop for the Google Assistant? Want to build the next cool thing? Ready to start coding? Whoa, Nelly, not so fast. Before you start developing, you've got to start designing. And the first step in designing a conversational system is something called a sample dialogue. I'm going to tell you how to design a sample dialogue in 60 seconds. Sample dialogues are basically just a possible back and forth between a user and the system. They're like movie scripts. And just like a movie script, after you write them, you do a table read. Read them out loud. I'll show you an example. I'll be playing the role of the user, and I'll be playing the role of the assistant. Okay, Google, talk to Cool Animal Facts. Welcome to Cool Animal Facts. What animal would you like to know about? Penguins. Sure, penguins. Would you like to know about their habitat or what they like to eat? Oh, what they like to eat. Penguins can eat up to 13 pounds of fish, krill, and squid a day. Would you like to hear about where penguins live? I'm done, thanks. Sure, thanks for talking to Cool Animal Facts. Goodbye. See, it's easy. Spend some time writing a bunch of sample dialogues before you start coding. Don't forget to include things like handling unexpected user responses, like unicorns. Psst, hate to break it to you, but that's not a real animal. Want to learn more? We've got guidelines. Check them out at actions.google.com/design.
All right, so interested, this is a brand new series, so I was interested in sort of having a little dialogue about this rather than just, maybe we should get up here and talk. We have a purpose behind this, and I just was wondering, like, why do you think that we're doing a 60 seconds explanation?
Because women have been on as men do, especially in this kind of field. So I think younger people that women can do.
We hope that young women see this and are like, that's what I can do, and I am going to do it. And so we try to bring that into a lot of our work. So we're very proud of that, and we would like everybody to tell anyone who's thinking about being a developer to take a look at this series. We want to make this series forever. So here's some other good points about it. We partnered with, not just with Googlers, but people outside. So we did stuff with a couple of different groups, but one Girl Develop It in New York was one of them. So we don't just make a video here. We're actually, we've got women that work at Google and work other places that are badass technologists, but they don't get a chance to be shown. And sometimes when they do get a chance to be shown, they don't necessarily feel like that's the place for them. And so if they don't feel like that's the place for them, I don't know how anybody else is going to feel like there's a place for them. So we offer help on scripting. They come up with a concept. We offer scripting help. We have presentation training that we do. We do we like improv classes, and so we're training a whole like cohort of women to represent, and we hope that it's going to change the face of technology in the next maybe 2 or 3 years. We'll see, but I'm very delighted to be part of that. All right.
How can people get to participate?
So the brand is Women Tech Makers, and so you can look that up. There's the Women Tech Makers YouTube channel. You can check that out, and it's just youtube.com/Women Tech Makers. And if you know young women that are thinking about a career in technology, I'd love to have them subscribe to it. Anything else about that? Any questions? And if anybody here knows of people on the outside, and I shouldn't say people, we're looking for groups to partner with. If there's a group that you know of, contact me through the meetup, and we could get a pipeline of these videos going with the partnership outside. Okay, cool. So then another little more commercial thing. Oh, but before I move on, sorry. 60 Seconds is a group effort. My team works on it. Chris Bodel is one of the designers that works on it. He's speaking tonight, but it's kind of a big process. Maybe one day we'll break that process down. But basically, the woman comes to us with a concept. We help them sort of visualize it, and sometimes they tell us how to visualize it, and we're like, yeah, that's exactly what it should be. But it's a collaboration. So we iterate through still graphics and keyframes. Then we go into animation. Then we go into the we've shot it already before we do the animation, and then we marry them all up in post-production. And we try to put one out every 2 weeks. Okay. Next thing that I'm very excited about, and it's a partnership that Apogee has with AccuWeather. Apogee is a API management company that Google acquired, and they make it quite easy for enterprise companies to take advantage of cloud. So one of those companies is AccuWeather, and when I found out about AccuWeather, I was blown away. Oops, something went wrong. Then nothing ever goes wrong on YouTube.
It's linking to a studio link.
Sorry?
It's going to studio.youtube.com.
Huh, let's not do that. Well, let's go to the original. Sorry for the delay, folks. Oh, wrong channel. Excellent. Talk amongst yourselves while I navigate through the different. Oh, here's an announcement. Why don't we, while I'm on this, YouTube channel for Silicon Valley video producers is up. And wanted to share that with you. So the talks from last month are up. Looks familiar?
Age. I'm supposed to go to.
So it'd be great to have a meetup where
This
we come
thing
and we
up
watch the
here, right?
videos from the last meetup. That'd be awesome. Anyway, I just wanted to prove.
You're just seeing.
I just wanted to prove that they
thing on my
existed. That's all.
presentation.
It's proof of life. Yes, I didn't make it up. All right. Let's truly find the right thing. Let's just wait for this to happen.
Is there a video ID you can grab from the original link and then just paste that into a standard YouTube?
I'm sure there is. I just don't have that link at the moment. There we go.
I became fascinated with the weather when I was 3 years old, when I fell in love with snow. And by the time I was 7, I knew I wanted to be a weather forecaster. So AccuWeather, I started in college as a second-year graduate student. And AccuWeather is now the largest source of weather forecasts and warnings in the world. We've achieved this by having the greatest accuracy.
So AccuWeather was founded 56 years ago, really on pen and paper, serving business customers. Over the last 10 to 15 years, it's really morphed into a digital solution, and APIs basically power that entire transformation.
The API is a way of feeding the best weather information into other apps and integrating easily however they want to use it.
We've been using Apogee for our API developer portal for over 18 months, and since day one, when we literally started with 0 developers, we've now branched out to over 50,000 developers out there in the community. A lot of people don't realize how many products and services are out there in the marketplace using AccuWeather APIs to power that back end. We serve nearly 50 billion API requests per day.
Apogee made it very simple for us to set up self-sign-up for potential clients. It gives us the ability to monetize our API and also to offer free APIs to people so they can try it out.
By having access to analytics, we're able to really get real-time information for what our developers are doing, what they like, what they don't like. It allows us to make that quick judgment to what we want to do moving forward in the future, as well as helping our developers get better experiences out of our APIs.
The weather forecast is more important than it's ever been. The weather can cause a flight to be canceled, rain out a baseball game. It interacts with everything. There are millions of developers and potential users around the world for this API. They can take our data and our forecast, integrate it into whatever they're doing and make it better.
All right, so who knows what an API is? A couple people know what an API is. I bet you all do and you just don't. Well, I don't know what an API is. No, I know what an API is. application program interface, and Apogee is kind of like a switchboard for every device in the world and every data source that allows them all to talk to each other. That's the simplest way I can put it. And what they're talking about is a developer portal that has this APIs available where a individual developer sitting at home can take their APIs and write their own application for where you saw it on their phone, on their watch, or anywhere. So they can make up their own weather apps using the portal that Apogee enabled them to build. So that's kind of cool. All right, so that's sort of how our work relates to the outside world.